Happy WNBA Monday, Roz Gold-Onwude. Thank you so much for joining me as always.
It's always good to be here with you, starting the week off, talking some hoops.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about a team that you cover and are on the call for frequently, and that is the New York Liberty. Because, last week we were here, we were talking, and, Breanna Stewart unfortunately was injured. And we said, look, we weren't sure timing of potentially Emma Meesseman coming, but we looked at their schedule and said this is a pretty favorable schedule outside of having to play the Minnesota Lynx. So the Liberty should be able to win some games. This is good for them. They don't have to rush Stewie back. Roz, they lost 4 games in a row. Now, that started with their very last game at Barclays, the game that Stewie went down in. But she went down early, so that's basically
less than 4 minutes she played.
Right. So from that game, and then the next 3 on the road, they lost all 3. And one of those losses included the Connecticut Sun,
who they had beaten by 48 earlier in the year.
Yes, and they have the worst record in the league.
Yes.
And so, no disrespect to the Sun, because I know how they are. No disrespect, CT.
For sure.
But, and so it's like, what's going on with the champs? You cannot, and I get it. They have other injuries besides Breanna Stewart, and we should make that clear. Niara Sabli is injured. Kennedy Burke, and so on. But this is a team that prides itself on its depth. It still has a superstar in Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquel Jones. They have enough, in my opinion, Roz, to still win. That this 4-game skid was completely surprising to me. So finally, they snapped the skid. They won yesterday. They played the baseball series with the Connecticut Sun, and they won the 2nd game. Thoughts?
My thoughts are, and I don't want them to sound like excuses, but this Liberty team, I think, first and foremost, is banged up and fatigued. So part of heading into this road trip, they just played in that back-to-back game with Connecticut, their 6th game in 10 days, down bodies. So I do think that's part of the formula here, but that's not something that the rest of the league and the other teams aren't going through as well. They've had an issue all season long. It's been a reoccurring issue with urgency, slow starts, playing from behind. They've been talented enough to come roaring back. A lot of times successfully, a few times like just running out of time. So there is something there to address. I think they've had really meaningful injuries to key players. Like right now, you're talking about Breanna Stewart, who does just about everything for them, is a perennial MVP candidate. Even the injuries to Niara Sabli and Kennedy Burke, that is substantial depth that they've been lessened in. And, they hit the road. So I think on some part, like, you expect some stumbles, but I think 4 in a row, the way some of those losses were happening at Dallas, down as much as 27, against the Connecticut Sun, who at the time I think had 4 wins on the season, dropping that one. Like, it was more about, these aren't the right habits. This isn't the identity and culture of a championship team that they expect to be. And so that's why I think the response, it was actually a really important win to get that one against the Connecticut Sun. Even though they're at the bottom of the league, it was really important. And I thought it was great leadership from start to finish from Sabrina Ionescu, who was undeniable in saying, her play said, we will not lose.
Yeah, basically. I mean, listen, Sabrina was great yesterday. 36 points and 11 rebounds. It's her first double-double of the season. It's a season high for her in both points and rebounds. I think the most impressive thing to me yesterday about Sabrina's performance is that she only had 1 made 3. Roz, this is a player known for her 3-point prowess. And she had 1 made 3. She was a 3-level scorer yesterday. She was cutting. She was moving without the basketball. I mean, she was sensational. I mean, I just thought this version of Sabrina was great. And it's not that I want the 3s to go away, but I thought the way she played was incredible.
This has been a progression. Every single season, Sabrina Ionescu has added something extra to her bag. Don't forget those first 2 seasons, like her rookie year, she spent injured and mostly out. Then it took a while before she could put consecutive healthy seasons together and have an off season where she was healthy to really work on her game. So now you're seeing a player who now has put consecutive healthy off seasons and full seasons together. And last year we were all impressed by her off the bounce play and pull-ups. This season for me, it is the toughness she is bringing off the bounce, through contact, and at the rim. Her bag is deep with finishes and different touches, and she's relentlessly putting pressure on the defense to defend her without fouling. She's also making great reads. She'll pull up and hit her mid-range jump shot. And also off the bounce, under duress, she's an elite passer. And the level of difficulty on some of these passes, I keep screaming from the tops of mountains, like Sabrina's thread the needle bounce pass this season has become a signature. Would you not say that? Like, it's become a signature play. And actually, she just was named Eastern Conference Player of the Month. She's won the Player of the Week the last 2 times. In Week 8, the most impressive part of that for me was that she led all Eastern Conference guards in points in the paint.
Yeah.
We know she's got the 3-point shot, and I think that's what sets everything up. The fact that because she can shoot it, you're pulled out, you're so defending her so aggressively, she's able to attack you, but she's got the skill set to do all the things and create chaos and make impact off the bounce. One more thing, her complete play. The rebounds that she gets as a guard, the assists. I think she was the Liberty's top rebounder last game. So she fills a stat sheet. She's been dominating in so many ways. It's been really impressive this year.
Yeah, well, post All-Star break, she, as you know, we were just showing, she has been on another level, 25.6 points. Like, that's what she's averaging.
I would like to just point out that before the All-Star break, she had a neck injury that disrupted her for a bunch of games. And as someone who I am on the call for all the Liberty games, so I'm close to it. I felt like even when she came back, she wasn't herself for a couple of games there.
For sure.
And now she's looking like Sabrina. So I just want to throw, like, maybe you're seeing that jump because she was hurt before.
Maybe. And look, she's in rhythm. And look, they were not at Barclays yesterday, but there were a lot of Liberty fans in attendance, and there were MVP chants for Sabrina Ionescu. And Coach Brondello was asked prior to the game about, you know, whether Sabrina should be in the MVP conversation. I'm curious to know your thoughts, Roz. Should she be in the MVP conversation? Her name right now is not really one of the prevalent names being mentioned. It's been all about Nafisa. We hear Alyssa Thomas, but there's not a lot of chatter around Sabrina. Do people need to start paying more attention to her?
You know, there's the MVP and the MVP conversation. Do I think Sabrina should be in the MVP conversation? I think she should be conversated.
Okay.
I think she's absolutely deserving of conversation. And look, depending on, you know, how injuries play out, and I think this is a knock for anyone on the Liberty, it's a tough situation for them to truly be an MVP candidate because they have so many great, important pieces. Before Sabrina's, you know, outburst, you might have pointed out is Breanna Stewart the MVP while Jonquel Jones is out? When Jonquel Jones was playing, is Jonquel Jones the MVP?
Right.
And here's the thing about the Liberty, none of them care. They all just want to win. So where I do think it's important, and I'm willing to stand on a mountain and on a hill and die on it, last season, Sabrina Ionescu was snubbed for first team all WNBA. And she had a little bit of a, you know, snarky remark that was deserved. She was like, you know, and then she went and balled out on everybody. We need to be making sure that the conversation, more importantly than MVP, I think more realistically is she a first team all WNBA guard? And the answer to me is yes.
Yes. And honestly, I think it was Sabrina's injury why she ended up not being first team last year, to be candid, because she had that injury at the end of the year, and then when she came back,
yes, that's true.
Her play dipped a little bit, which everyone knew was a result of the injury. Personally, I feel like she played enough of the season at a high level that she still should have gotten it, but the voters obviously thought differently.
I was a voter. She had my vote.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think that as long as, you know, she sustains this and there isn't another situation like that, I can't see her being kept off of ballots this year. So time will tell. But listen, that wasn't the only big storyline in yesterday's game, right? On Friday, it came down. Big Meese has arrived. Emma Meesseman arrived.
Wait, are they calling her Big Meese?
Big Meese, Big Meese. That's what the Twitter streets are calling her.
They call me Big Meese.
But yes, no, Emma Meesseman, 2019 Finals MVP, joined the Liberty. There had already been reports that she was going to be joining them. She selected them as the team. Coach Reeve let it be known that she picked the wrong team because there were several teams in contention, the Minnesota Lynx, the Phoenix Mercury. But Emma decided on the New York Liberty, and she arrived, she got into town. She was active Friday, even though she didn't play when they played the Connecticut Sun.
Yeah.
She joins them and plays in the game yesterday, Roz, on Sunday. And I gotta tell you, it took Emma Meesseman about a half, the first half. And by the second half, she looked like she'd been playing with this team forever. She fits right in.
Yeah. You know, it's actually kind of mind-boggling that the Liberty, just all the riches that they have, that they could even add someone of this caliber of talent. This is a huge deal to add Emma Meesseman into their roster. And the timing of it, given how banged up they are and, you know, where they are right now, losing Stewie to injury, it couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah.
And she has the skill set, to your point, to fit in. The skill set that she has that's going to make her an easy fit in is, one, I think she fits culturally. Like, this is not a low ego player that's unselfish and, you know, wants to play team ball. Skill-wise, she's super finesse. Her footwork is elite. She's a threat at every level of the court. She's an incredible passer. Think about the luxury of forwards that the Liberty have that you can run your offense through and they can make for others. Jonquel Jones, Brianna Stewart, Emma Meesseman, all three of them. And she's so versatile that she actually could play with Brianna Stewart and Jonquel Jones should they all be healthy and together. It's not like they even have to be either or.
Right.
And, you know, she's offensively someone that can score from anywhere. She's got a lot of finesse to her game. You'll enjoy seeing that. She also plays defense. Yeah. She's a shot blocker, a rim protector. She's high IQ. She's very smart. And another aspect is there is already a lot of familiarity. Like, she played for Coach Sandy Brandello already.
Yep.
She's played against or with a number of the players on the team. In Russia with Stewie and Jonquel, obviously with the Mystics in a championship with Natasha Cloud, and against a number of them in Eurobasket, all the French players, all the things like that. She actually said when she came to meet the team in New York, it felt like a reunion.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, I think it's going to be a very comfortable mesh and merge. Yeah.
Well, listen, Emma looked great yesterday, and I would say right now, I think when people first heard this news, they said, you know, gosh, the rich get richer with the Liberty. But right now, she is a need for them, for sure. When Stewie comes back, when Niara's back, when Kennedy's back, when the Liberty get fully healthy, are they going to have enough time to put all of this together and gel to make a postseason push? Because while they're all good, high IQ players, that's still a lot. I mean, we're sort of watching the Mercury right now when they got healthy and now look like they were struggling a little bit because they had all of their pieces. What do you expect for the Liberty?
I think there's something valid about time to have chemistry and mesh. However, I think this is going to be a really, really good fit and that it will work and they have enough time. I'm just hopeful that the Liberty get good news on Brianna Stewart. And I think a lot of credit also has to go back to Jonathan Kolb, the mastermind and GM of the New York Liberty, who's probably, you know, one of the leaders again for Executive of the Year this year. He continues to craft teams that fit in character and in basketball skill, and also in culture that they're building. So whether that's, and it's an international, you know, thing that he's done. He's been able to see things years ahead. Rebecca Gardner, he had to wait on.
Right.
You know, you think about Leonie Fiebish, recognizing, you know, what she could be down the road and getting her rights, being able to have enough cap space, you know, to make the most of getting Emma Meesseman in here and creating a culture and environment that people want to come to and think is A1.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not that worried about the Liberty yet, but I do see when we posted the standings that teams are gaining on them.
They are.
So, you know, they need to hold on to that second spot for dear life. So we will see. Time will tell. But listen, we'll be following all along. So make sure you are tuned in with us to the WNBA on NBC. Roz, Gold-Onwude, thank you so much for joining me. Subscribe, y'all. You don't want to miss out for this great analysis.
Subscribe.